Hello. It's the last video of the archetype series. Not that I would never talk about archetypes again, but I want to talk about the Emperor and Empress and then kind of sum up archetypes after that. So, the Emperor and Empress is different than the King or Queen. It's very similar. So, part of me want to do a video about both, but I think it's a little different. So, the Emperor, to me, or the Empress. So, this is a tarot card. Very connected to nature, very connected to the good of all, more of a counsel person. So think of the person that counsels the king or queen, not like the jester that kind of manipulates them, but like as a counsel to the king or queen. Obviously, this can be different. The emperor could be someone that leads everyone, but it's kind of from a bigger standpoint. They're really back. So the king and queen's like in the country. The emperor's like looking over it from like a tower. Think of like Saruman and like Lord of the Rings. Like they're that or Sauron, either one. That's like the emperor. They're like looking down on it, but they're not really involved with it. They can get involved if really, really necessary, but sit back. So what does this mean? If you're in this state, this means it's okay to be detached from the world. It gives you a wisdom. Right? You can't see the forest if you're in the forest through the trees, right? If you're in the forest, you can't see it, but sometimes you have to step back from the forest to see it all. And especially in winter, especially right now, this is a very, very, and if it's winter, it might be summer, but some points of your life, there's a reflective time. You have to step back and look and reflect and just see the bigger picture. You need to be the alien looking down on Earth instead of being on Earth, right? To see what's actually going on. And it's okay to be in this state. I think our culture, and I see this, judges introverts, the people that aren't social, and they just reflect and take a step back. But we need to do that to see our lives, or we can just run amok. And I see many people do that because they don't give themselves time to reflect, and they don't even know what they desire or what's going on or what's best for them because they haven't even stepped back for a day or two and was with themselves. They're constantly in this, they're a social butterfly, but they're not seeing anything. So I know many empaths and people that listen to this are very introverted, and that's perfect. Like, understand, you be you. I sometimes don't want to hang around people. And it's like I do it for a little bit and then I want to go back and do my thing. But there's nothing wrong with that. Einstein did that. Plato did that. Jesus went in the desert 40 days, 40 nights. Like, it's okay to have that reflection time, but it's not honored in our society. Action is honored, reflection is not. But reflection is more important to take correct action, right? Everyone says sleep on it, but no one's sleeping on anything. No one's taking their time to make decisions. They're just running so fast. So the emperor, the archetype, is very slow, very wise, not really asked any questions, but has wise answers because they've spent a lot of time reflecting on those answers and bringing in some energy with this. It's important to embrace that part of yourself. To know that it's okay to be like that. It's okay to not hang out with people, and it's okay to say no. It's okay to set up those boundaries so you can be with yourselves. Because I think that's so important. People aren't saying no to anything. And by doing that, you're not respecting your own energy. Even Wayne Dyer, I think of him, and he's, amazing, obviously writer, passed away, but amazing person. He spent a lot of time with himself. He had 7 kids. That probably was why, but he didn't hang out around a ton of people. Like, it's not, you don't have to hang around a ton of people to be healthy. I think that's been overblown, and especially if you go out being social, but taking that time for yourself. Knowing that you're the emperor, the empress, like you can step back, you can be with nature, you can be with yourself. You can spend months by yourself. I mean, monks spend 6 months in caves and be introverted. And know what? The right people will still be there when you come out of the cave. If they're meant to be your friends. If they're not, if they take constant work to be your friends, they're not supposed to be their friends. I didn't know this is where this video would go. But that, I think, is so important. And to summarize these archetypes are to learn from, right? The characters and stories we get to learn from. The characters that we become, we can embody when we need to. And by knowing archetypes and looking at things from this perspective of story and of myth, we can better understand ourselves, and we can better understand how we're supposed to be. What is our unique gift? What is our unique signature? What is our unique understanding of ourselves that we can bring to the world? And that's the key. It's not to be like everyone else. Fitting in is a bad way to succeed. It's a bad way to live. It's conformity it's just not, doesn't work, right? We have to be our unique selves. The weirder we can be, the more successful we will be in life. It might be that you live in a hut and then you barely work. It might be that you work a ton and have a mansion. I don't know, but you got to find you. What is your thing you want to bring to the world? That is what matters. And don't be like everyone else. That would be really boring, right? Bring your uniqueness, your archetype, your character into this world, because you need an ego. The ego is your character, right? Is what grounds you into this earth. You're not wanting to be not you, right? You don't want to become so blissed out that you're like everyone else. That's just like the spiritual thing where we want to not be ourselves. We almost want to be, I'm just going to be this light for the world. I want you to be the light you are for the world, but I want you to be the perfect you of your personality. Do not discard your personality in the name of spirituality. Don't discard your humanness in the name of being spiritual. Be you. Just be really nice while you're doing it. And then you'll be the light while being yourself. Thank you. And I'll see you in the next videos. And thank you for watching the Archetype series.